This morning, before the sun came up, I laid the cards out for Cancer. The first card that came up left me breathless. I had to stop. I had to place my hand over my heart and just breathe for a moment, because I understood immediately why you are here. This is no coincidence, my love. The universe brought you here, to this reading, at this exact moment, not because things are still falling apart, but because something is finally shifting. The card I pulled for you this morning carries a message I have been waiting to deliver, and I need you to hear every single word. My love, this reading is going to cover 4 things. First, the card of the people who hurt you, and what the universe has already decided about them. Second, an ancestral message that has been traveling toward you for longer than you know. Third, who has been thinking about you in ways you cannot see yet. And fourth, the one step, just one, that will begin to release the weight you have been carrying with such extraordinary dignity. Because that is what you have done, Cancer. You have carried this weight with dignity. You did not become bitter. You did not become cruel. You absorbed an injustice that would have broken someone else, and you kept walking. But I have to be honest with you. I can see in these cards how tired you are. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, the kind of tired that comes from waiting, from years of waiting for something to finally be made right, from holding yourself together while the person who wronged you seemed to move through life completely untouched, from wondering in the silence of the night if the universe even noticed what happened to you. My child, I have been reading the cards for over 20 years, and I am here to tell you, the universe noticed. The universe noticed every single thing. Justice. That is the card that came up for you this morning, Cancer. The 11th Arcana. And oh my God, Cancer, when I turned this card over, my eyes filled with tears. Because this card is not a warning. It is a confirmation. Justice shows a figure seated between 2 pillars, holding a sword in one hand and a set of scales in the other. The sword is raised, not to attack, but to cut through everything that is false, everything that has been distorted, everything that has been twisted to protect the guilty. The scales are perfectly balanced, not almost balanced, not close, perfectly. And here is what this card is saying directly to you. The universe saw every tear. The universe saw every night you lay awake, replaying what happened, trying to understand how someone could do that to you. The universe saw the moments when you almost started to believe it was your fault. The universe saw you hold your tongue when you could have spoken. Saw you choose peace when you had every right to choose war. The cosmic scales have been recording this entire time. And the internal prediction I am receiving for you right now is powerful, my love. You are going to release the need to see justice with your own eyes. That is what is coming. Not because justice won't happen, it will, but because you are going to arrive at a place where you no longer need to witness it to feel free. Now, I want you to look at yourself honestly for a moment. Have you been waiting for the person who hurt you to finally acknowledge what they did? Have you rehearsed the conversation in your head? The one where they come to you and say, "I was wrong. I am sorry." Have you ever wondered, even for a second, if maybe you were partly to blame, even though deep inside you know the truth? Has it felt like they moved on completely fine while you were still broken, still processing, still carrying the weight of what they did? And have you lost nights, real nights, hours of sleep, turning it over and over in your mind, looking for an explanation that never came? My dear, if even one of those things is true for you, then this reading was meant for you. The cards don't lie. If this is speaking to your heart, I want you to show this reading some love. Give it a like. And if you are not already part of this community, subscribe. Because every week I bring messages that the universe needs its people to receive. Cancer, I want you to hear me on this. You tried to forgive, maybe more than once. You tried to let it go, to release it, to put it behind you. You tried to be strong, and you were strong. You are strong. But the weight stayed. And here is why. What was broken inside you by that betrayal, by that injustice, is not something that gets fixed by willpower alone. It is not something that gets fixed by deciding to move on. It requires something sustained, something that works on the deep places, the places where the wound actually lives, the places that woke you up at 3 in the morning, the places that tensed up when you saw something that reminded you of them. That is not weakness, my love. That is the honest truth of what trauma does. And it deserves more than a motivational phrase. It deserves a real path. My love, I have created something specifically for people who are carrying exactly this kind of weight. It is called the 21 Decrees Journal, and it was born from 20 years of readings and from watching people just like you, people who had been wronged, who had waited, who had tried everything, finally find the path that actually worked. I want you to go to the first pinned comment right now, while we are still here together, and take a look. What you find there might be the most important step you take this month. But before we go any further, I need you to hear this. What they did to you does not define who you are. The betrayal, the injustice, the cruelty, none of that is written into your identity. You are not the story of what was done to you. You are not the wound. You are the woman who survived it. You are the woman who kept her dignity when she had every reason to lose it. You are the woman who kept her heart open, even after it was broken. That is who you are, Cancer, and that deserves to be said out loud. Now, let me tell you more about what justice is showing me. The sword in Justice's hand, that sword cuts through illusion. It does not punish with rage. It moves with absolute precision. It finds the truth, the way light finds the crack in a wall. It does not miss. It does not forget. It does not get distracted. And the scales? Those scales are not waiting for a human judge, a human apology, or a human reckoning. They are operating on a frequency that is above all of that. The phrase that came to me when I turned this card for you was this: the universe never loses count. Let me say that again. The universe never loses count. Every kindness you extended and received nothing in return. Every time you absorbed pain in silence. Every time you chose the high road when the low road was right there. Every single one of those moments is on those scales, my love. Every single one. The universe has been keeping a perfect ledger, and you do not need to audit it. You do not need to manage it. You do not need to make sure it balances. It already does. And this brings me to something that happened at my reading table that I feel I need to share with you. Some months ago, a woman came to sit with me. She had been betrayed by her closest friend, a friendship of 10 years, built on trust, on shared secrets, on the kind of bond you think nothing can sever. And then, without warning, her friend had done something that shattered all of it. She came to my table with one question burning in her chest. She wanted to know when her betrayer would pay. When she would suffer the way she had made her suffer. When the universe would make it visible, make it undeniable, make it something she could see with her own eyes. The cards were gentle with her, but they were also honest. They showed me that she was asking the wrong question. Not because her pain was wrong, not because the betrayal was not real or serious, but because the question itself was keeping her chained to the person who had already taken enough from her. Every morning she woke up, and the first thought was about this woman, about her justice, about her suffering, about her reckoning. She was giving her betrayer the first moment of every single day. The card said, her freedom is not going to come when the betrayer pays. Her freedom is going to come when she stops needing the betrayer to pay. When she is no longer watching, waiting, tracking. When she turns around and faces her own life, her own light, and walks toward it. That is what real justice looks like from the inside, Cancer. It is not watching someone else fall. It is feeling the chains fall from your own wrists. So tonight, before you sleep, I want you to do something. Place your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. Take a slow, full breath in, and then say out loud, not in a whisper, out loud, I release you to the universe. I no longer need you to explain yourself. I no longer need you to fall. The universe knows. I let go. Say it 3 times, 3 full times, slowly, with your hand on your chest. Let your own voice carry it. There is something that happens when we speak things out loud, my love. The body hears it differently than the mind alone. The cells register it. The nervous system begins to believe it. This is not a magic spell. This is you, consciously, choosing to hand something over to a power larger than your need for revenge. And that choice is one of the most courageous things a person can do. Justice, hand on your chest, 3 times out loud. That is a real tool, and it is going to help you tonight. It may help you tomorrow night, too. But I want to be honest with you, my dear ones, because honesty is one of the ways I love you. One ritual done beautifully is a beginning, and you deserve more than a beginning. Years of wait, years of waiting, of carrying, of absorbing, do not release in a single night. The Justice card is showing us the destination. The path to that destination is walked one step at a time, and that path deserves real support. Cancer, a video cannot heal years. I have seen people watch hundreds of videos, collect beautiful quotes, do one ritual, and still wake up months later with the same weight. Not because they are weak, because they were never given a path, only pieces. You do not need one more piece of advice, my love. You need a path. That is exactly what the 21 Decrees Journal is. 21 days, 3 distinct phases. The first 7 days, the cutting phase. This is where we do the actual work of releasing, where we name what was done, release the invisible ties, and stop giving your energy to someone who no longer deserves it. Days 8 through 14, the healing phase. This is where we begin to repair the ground inside you, where trust in yourself and in the universe is rebuilt, where the wound is addressed at the root, not just the surface. Days 15 through 21, the opening phase. This is where Cancer receives. This is where the shift that Justice promised begins to manifest in the texture of your daily life. 3 phases, 21 days, 1 decree per day, written in your own hand, in your own voice. This is not a passive process. It is a commitment to yourself. And I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, I have tried things before and they didn't work. My love, those things were not designed for exactly what you are carrying. This was. You might be thinking, I don't know if I have the energy right now. I hear you. That is precisely why this is designed to be done in 10 minutes a day. Not an hour, not a workshop. 10 minutes. You already have 10 minutes. You have been spending 10 minutes a night lying awake. Give those 10 minutes to yourself instead. If you go to the first pinned comment and begin, and in 7 days you do not feel something shifting, you have a full refund available to you. Every cent, no questions asked. 7 days. That is all I am asking you to give yourself. And now, my love, the Wheel of Fortune. That is the card that closes this reading. The wheel turned, Cancer. I need you to feel that. The wheel turned. The long cycle. The cycle of waiting for others to be held accountable, of watching, of holding your breath. That cycle is closing. And the cycle that is opening is the cycle of receiving. The universe has been listening. It has been recording. And what is moving toward you now is proportionate to everything you absorbed with dignity, everything you released without bitterness, everything you chose to carry in light instead of darkness. There is a practical blessing I want to leave you with. Tonight, after your 3 declarations, close your eyes and see the wheel in your mind. See it turning, and say one more thing, just once. I am ready to receive. That is your signal to the universe that you understand, that you are no longer in the waiting room. You are walking through the door. If this reading touched you, leave a word in the comments, even just the word justice. It is a way of claiming this for yourself, of telling the universe out loud, I receive this. And share this with a Cancer who needs to hear it. Someone in your life is carrying what you were carrying. Be the one who finds them. The 21 Decrees Journal is in the first pinned comment, my love. Everything you need to begin is right there, waiting for you. I am so proud of you for being here, for still believing, after everything you have been through, that something better is possible. That is not naivety. That is faith. And faith is exactly what justice rewards. We walk in the light. You are not walking alone.